What's up, y'all? I'm Sheila J, and welcome to the Diva Dish. This episode is all about Power Book 3, Episode 7, Stay in Your Lane. Sasha Pence, Courtney Kemp, you did your thing. Y'all been knocking them all off the park, but this one especially, ciao. But before we jump into it, if you've been to my channel before, thank you so much for coming back. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop a new video, and let's get into it. All right, so the episode starts out, Rock's at the hospital. We know that Scrap was dropped off at her and Kanan's. That was the last scene of the last episode. She's coming out like Scrap is probably still alive, so that's a good thing, we think. And she's asking her man, you know, is everything all right? Because, of course, these streets is hot, child, because they know that it's Unique's boy that beat him up. So, basically, this means war. Moving on. So, she's in the car, riding to her destination, and she gets a call from Lulu. Cute self. So, Lulu's like, look, I'm in. And he's like, listen, I want you to know that once I do this, this means war. She said it's always been a war. We just opening up a new motherfucking front. Okay? You know? Then 50 starts narrating. He's like, ain't no peace in these streets. Once you get it out there, everybody know you got something. They want it. Basically, like his mama told him in the first episode. First, second. When they were shooting a gun in the field. I think it was the first. And she was like, you're going to be chasing that bullet for the rest of your life. Moving on. So then it cuts to Lulu. Of course, he's staking out the apartment of the guy who was the henchman for Unique, who beat up Scrap, sees him coming up with his girl, and follows him in his apartment. Real Jimmy St. Patrick style, child. Got a ski mask on, coat, covert. Got a semi-automatic weapon, but misses everybody. Lulu. Now, I don't want to think you would do that on purpose, but you seem like you pretty much know what you're doing. But it is clear that he's ready to stop because he wants to, you know, he said it on the call. He was like, look, we got this money, you know, the music now. You know, I got this record label with Crown. Might be an Amber Alert for you coming. I feel it because you play too much. Anyway, he's like, yeah. She's like, again, like last episode, like, no, we sell drugs. That's what we do. Moving on. So he shoots up the place. The guy jumps out the window, child, butt ass naked with a robe on, running down right in top of Jamaica Bronx. Moving on. So then we cut to Rock's in the car. She's driving and she meets Kanan. Such a cute scene. So she meets him at the restaurant. She's like, I can't wait to meet Divina. So we now know that she's about to meet the girlfriend. And she walks in. She meets her. She was so sweet. Wasn't a hating ass mom like some moms are with their sons. You know, she was like, you're beautiful. I see Rock Kanan's walking around looking stupid. Plus he got him some last episode. Moving on. So they sit down and child. Kanan's like, I got a surprise. She's like, what? Symphony walks up. She grabs her purse and was like, I'm out. Don't play with me. So he follows her out. He was like, look, I like Hall & Oates. They're white band. I like them white boys. That's one of my secrets. Ain't gonna keep no more secrets. It was cute. She played tough girl for a little while, child, but she gave on in. So they go into the restaurant. Everybody's having dinner. Symphony's holding her hand and telling her how beautiful she is. And she's like, stop. And Kanan's like, why? It's true. Cute. I love it. Moving on. So, okay. So they go outside and, you know, Symphony gets into his little talking about the building child. And, you know, Kanan's like, yeah, he's a teacher. They're dressing it up. It was real cute, like familial time. So Rock was like, look, driver gonna take you home. Take y'all home. And he was like, no, we'll catch a cab. She was like, no, these streets is hot. I know we kiki ha right now, but don't play. So they get in the driver's car. Her and Symphony talk a little bit longer. She's like, look, I apologize. I'm glad that 50 has somebody he can trust. And yeah. So next scene. Then we cut to the Van Wyck location. The big, you know, Marvin and Kanan. Like I told y'all last episode, Marvin couldn't stay away. Got the whole block crunk, you know. But why did it look like Nicole's daddy that pulled up and got that snicker bar and then got his crack? Moving on. So, okay. So in this next scene, you know, the driver's taking Divina home. Kanan gets out. Kanan hope he can be like, oh, I'm good. Because he want to get him some trim, child. So they walk up and she's like, Kanan, I got something I want to tell you. I want to ask you. He's like, what? Are you going to tell me I'm the best boyfriend in the world? She said, no, I'm going to tell you that I heard famous song. Ooh. And it sounded like he was involved in Buck 20's shooting. So of course, Kanan's like, Yeah, so he's like, famous with the shit, he ain't about that life or whatever. So the sitter walks up with Tanisha, her sister, and she's like, where your mama at? She says she's down south with family. She's in rehab, hopefully. So Kanan's like, hey, Tanisha, hope you can sneak on through the door, child. Davina cold shoulder. She's like, we'll talk later. He was like, look, famous was just talking. It don't mean nothing. He ain't about that life. She said, but you are. Ooh. Moving on. So then we go to the booty scene, child. Rock and Symphony doing what they do. You know what? I like their chemistry. At first I was kind of like, I don't really see it. I still don't know what I think about Symphony. Still don't know what Symphony still is. I don't know. Because if you remember back in episode 3 when Malcolm picked up Scrap and Kanan, when Symphony walked in to pick up Kanan, at the sound of his voice, Scrap was like, I know that nigga. Moving on. Okay, so this next scene, we got Rock, Lulu, and Marvin. What they call them, child, the mafia, not the mafia. The family, child, whatever. La Familia. So they sitting up, talking about the events, talking about ain't no work out there because, they wasn't able to re-up from the dude with the grandmama playing the bingo from The Wire. And, she's like, I think I got another connect. I'm going to meet with him tonight. And they were like, Lulu, nigga, how did you miss him with a whole Uzi, semi-automatic weapon, whatever it is, gun? And he was like, the gun jam, blah, 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 excuses. They was like, well, he ain't had so many excuses because, Lulu does not play. So he was like, yeah, moving on. I'll get him. So Marvin's like, if you would have had me up in there, it would have happened. And Rock was like, you behind on your project work, sir. He nailed up old dude in the wall and he went back down to the gas station, child. So then, they wrapping up and Lulu was like, yeah, we got to, stake out that gas station because Unique got a whole new operation going on, giving these white people this crack out this gas station. Marvin's like, I don't know nothing about that. Moving on. So challenge, next thing, Kanan is running into this arcade, cannot get to him fast enough. Famous, shut your mouth. Don't nobody be listening to me. Davina did. She knew exactly what you said, exactly what it meant. You talking about this 1-5-20. I don't know if it was that profit talk they was doing in the first episode or what, child, but the block's hot. The streets need a body, okay? It's not gonna be mine. They kiki, but put a pin in it. Moving on. So then we get to Kanan, big money dope boy, go to the trap house. And the guys are, bagging everything up. And this one guy's like, yo, Kanan, look, I got this cut called Senator Williams from one of my boys in the Bronx, Brooklyn, somewhere, child, in New York. And he's like, I heard they be rapping, junkies around the corner with this, man. We need to cut with this. And Kanan's like, cool. So the other dude was like, dude, high school boy, you don't run shit around here. You can't tell us to cut nothing. And Kanan was like, I do, son. It was my idea to do the whole gas station operation, put money in your pocket. So shut up, cook it. Moving on. So, okay, so this next thing, they put in the crack in the little vials because they're going to use them as testers. So Kanan walking with a vial in his hand, he crunk. This is, I guess, his first little batch that he done cooked up and actually sold. So he like, make money, make money. His daddy, Amar, drove up. So right before then, he saw Juke coming out of the house, because I guess that's where he was going. And she had been shopping, so she got her little outfit for the dance, right? So she was like, can I change at your house tonight? And he was like, all right. So when his daddy pulled up, he gave Juke the crack vial, and she put it in her backpack so he wouldn't, be dirty. So child, Omar helps Malcolm Davis, Kanan daddy, pull up, and it's like, how you doing? Kanan's like, I'm good. What's up? Nothing, I just wanted to see how you was doing. Why? So he said, you asked your mama about me yet? My mama what? Don't do that. Just as hard as she go for him, I'm sure he gets killed, will kill. For her, he did. Killed by 25, child. Essentially, for the operation. For her, she a queen. Moving on. So, he was like, ask her what? And he said, just ask about me. You'll be surprised what you find out. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Moving on. So he gets back in the car, and Burke, his partner, who I think is going to be the one that turned you cow child, was like, what's with you and this kid? And, he like, mind your business, pretty much. He's like, I'm just trying to get intel. She like, all right, she ain't slow. Okay? She might have needed to have been a nurse in your eyes. Rudy. Malcolm. But she ain't slow. Moving on. So then the next scene, we cut to Central Park, and Juke is there with her lady love child, Nicole. They're talking about the dance, how she's going to sneak her in and everything. And she's like, Nicole, here's a tape that I made for you. It was so cool. Like the mixtapes we used to make back in the day. Draw with markers, names, stars, hearts, really cute. She put it in your bag. Don't listen to it till you're getting ready for tonight. So a pretzel truck comes up, and Nicole's like, I want a pretzel. So she did that as a diversion because she wanted to give Laverne her own gift. And it was a card. So she's getting ready to put the card in the backpack. You know where I'm going. Sees the vial, not sees it, feels the crack vial, pulls it out and puts it in her pocket. Told y'all. Last episode when she hit that shit with Crown, it's gonna be a whole Melody Snowfall type situation, child. Moving on. So the next scene, they on the block. They passing out these testers to the crackheads, to the fiends. So they show these two crackheads, they get their little testers, go back to the crack house. One hits it, ODs. The other one like, shit, give it to me. I don't understand that. Hits it, dead. Moving on. Alright, so the next scene, Kanan is summoned by Marvin. He's like, come to the house. So he walks in, sees all these dead crackheads, child. That's Cinder Williams is the Cinder killer, okay? And Marvin was like, it's going to be 2 more dead bodies. Your mama find out about this. You and me. So the other trap house boy was there. He was like, this old high school nigga told us to do this shit. It's his fault. Marvin like, follow up off my nephew first of all, sir. And Kanan. The title of this episode really pertains to you and your daddy. Stay in your lane. You'll always have a lane. Okay? Know your lane. Stay in your lane. Moving on. So Marvin's like, pretty much like, don't say shit to nobody. Don't blink your eyes too fast. Don't cross your legs too close. Just, okay, till it goes away. Moving on. So in this next scene, Rock is at this fight with the new Connect. So, she's like, look, talking business, and he's like, he's listening, entertaining, polite. His bodyguard and Lou, they getting along. As a matter of fact, the bodyguard was like, I was at the showcase, I heard this song, Street Needs a Body, I like it. So Lou, sitting there feeling out validated. And Rock was like, okay, so what's up? We're gonna do this? I need it now, yesterday. Okay? And he was like, we'll talk later. It'll be soon. So that was encouraging. He leaves. Moving on. Next thing, we're in the Upper West. I was gonna say, whatever. We're in Upper East Side in the Coles. And her parents are, helping her get ready for this dance, the gala. And they're like, Brandon's the luckiest guy in the world. And she rolling her eyes, of course, because she's like, my boo gonna meet me there. So basically, mom was like, you can sleep with him if you want to, just don't get pregnant. Because she just don't want her to be a lesbian so bad. She's like, and Nicole was like, if I was to sleep with Laverne, I wouldn't get pregnant. She was like, you're not a lesbian. You were a victim. She took advantage of you. Karen. So she kicks out of her room pretty much. Daddy come in. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? Kick them both out. She put her headphones on, listening to the tape. Moving on. Then there's another booty scene. Who else? Rock and Symphony. And basically she alludes to, you're a good guy. I'm glad Kanan has you. I'm glad he trusts you. I understand why you didn't tell me. And, that's over. But you ever thought about having kids? I feel like you'd be an excellent father. And he was like, It's the first time I ever really seen him look like, Anyway, she was like, you know, I could have another kid, but it would have to be after I basically retire from the game, give Lou the keys, and just get a check. So he's still kind of like, moving on. So this next scene, Lou is the motherfucking MVP, okay? So he has a diner, the diner that they all usually eat at before they got shot up, and he's picking up a sandwich. Unique comes up behind him, slams the money on the counter. Lou didn't flinch, turned around and was like, what's up? Unique was like, can I talk to you? She was like, sure. They sit down, he takes off his coat. They both look like wolves, because you know, Lulu got the coat with the fur on the hood, and Unique got on this red jogging suit with this fur coat. It's just very poetic and very scary. They both look very scary. Ooh, the tension. Okay, so they sit down and looks like, can I eat? You mind if I eat? You want a piece? Savage, calm. So Unique is like, look here, I came to you because I want to offer you a position basically on my crew. You're sensible, you're smart, you got a bevy of talent, you're a killer, you know, you got this music thing going on. You're a valuable player. Again, most valuable player. And, but know this, ain't no takebacks. If you say no before we go to war, because these streets about to get real smoky. Ooh. So Lou listens. He's giving him all his props. And he said, you know, I really appreciate it. It's kind of like Betty Wright. I like the music. The melody is really nice. But I know you're not going to sing that song. Lou was like, you know, it was really nice of you to say those things to me. I really appreciate it. But he was like, Unique, that's your sister. I get it. I get it. That's a hang up. That's family. Lou was like, no, that's really not my hang up. I just don't work with bitch ass niggas. Ooh. And yeah, so Lou, his sandwich, done. Unique's in there, face on the table essentially. He was like, I saw you eating your girl. And it looked like that was pretty good. He was like, nigga, that was you? Ghost Nouveau version 1. Him. I just got a thought. Do we know who James' daddy is? James St. Patrick? Do we know who his daddy is? Ooh. Moving on. Alright, so yeah. Basically Lou's like, get out the way. Either you're gonna shoot me or you're gonna let me go by. Let them go by. You need them to let them go. Moving on. The Kanans. And Lou was getting ready for the dance. And she had a tuxedo. It's cute. Had her hair pulled back. Ponytail. Looking real 90s. Like she was in Shalimar or some child. And she's dancing in the mirror. And Rock comes up. Startles her, of course. And she's probably like scared. Like, what is she going to say? So compassionate. She was like, who's the lucky one? And Rock said, Juke said, her name's Nicole. She said, she's a lucky girl. Ew. I love it. Yeah, it was sweet. Moving on. So, this next scene, we cut back to Nicole's. Brandon is there at the date. She's still in her room, listening to her music. And she don't want to go downstairs. So she reaches in her pocket and she gets the crack pile out. And she puts it in her pipe. And she smokes it. It's the Cinder Williams. That high hits her and then it kills her. Rest in peace, Nicole. heavy. It's like some Game of Thrones shit around here. Alright, so the last scene is basically Jukebox waiting across the street, fully dressed, freezing. Nicole nowhere to be found. What is she going to do? The narration is awesome too. 50's like, you know, we hear about these fairy tales, but nobody sees them anywhere. Not in my hood. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. This one was the ones left over for me. Symphony, what's your deal? I still don't trust you. Rock finding out about them killing all these people. Rock finding out that it was Nicole that died as well. Unique and his team smoking up these streets and not in a good way. Davina. Lulu, I'm scared for you, even though you are the MVP. But you didn't let this nigga know that you was trying to kill him. You didn't join Unique's team, which I knew you wouldn't. Whew, I need you to wear a bulletproof vest at all times, Lulu, okay? Because I really like you. Crown Camacho, ugh. You seem like a nothing ass nigga to me. Nicole, rest in peace. Nicole's parents are not going to be playing. I'm going to reconfirm if that was her daddy picking up that Snicker bar and that crack. Gotta go back and look. They look alike. Omar Epps, Malcolm Davis. I know you want this bone marrow from this child. What I kind of feel like might happen is Kanan might get caught up. And Omar is like, well, I'll turn the other way. You give me some of your bone marrow. Or I won't kill your mama. Or I'll protect your mama. You give me this bone marrow. Interesting. Alright, y'all. Bye. Even you famous. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.